Today on Dice to Pixels, we've got Game Informer Shutdown and probably some other stuff. We're also live right now, so we'll see how that goes. Do you want to fill me in on this?
Yeah, so games.
So before we start, two things. One, Chad is not with us in person tonight. He is on chat, so he may still contribute a little bit. He has a back soreness issue and is out. And then we are live, so we may be taking some stuff from chat while we're doing this.
Yep. So we have Chat GPT today.
Yeah, and I have not heard anything other than Game Informer shut down, so Sarah's going to fill me in.
Yeah. So GameStop owns Game Informer, whether you knew it or not. But yeah, they've closed it down after 33 years. You go to GameInformer.com and you can't access any of the old articles at all either. They've completely shut down everything. They've laid off everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. So on
That's fun.
Yeah, it just redirects to a page that reads the final level, farewell from Game Informer. After 33 thrilling years of bringing you the latest news, reviews, and insights from the ever-evolving world of gaming, it is with a heavy heart that we announce the closure of Game Informer. From the early days of pixelated adventures to today's immersive virtual realms, we've been honored to share this incredible journey with you, our loyal readers. While our presses may stop, the passion for gaming that we've cultivated together will continue to live on. Thank you for being part of our epic quest, and may your own gaming adventures never end.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So I just tried to open up the RSS feed because always the tech guy, I gotta see if they did everything redirects. They set up their HT access correctly. I'm curious if they will sell the articles to somebody.
Right. That'd be a shame to lose all of them. Like, there's some great articles in there.
Yeah, like that's got to be worth something, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that develops. That happened like today, is my understanding. Is that correct?
More or less. I didn't see any exact dates when I was looking it up, like when I first saw it, but the article that I read is from, like, that I originally read it on, it was from 5 hours ago, so I'm suspecting that, yes, it was today.
Yeah, I only saw it coming up on X today. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So maybe over the weekend we'll see a little bit more.
Maybe.
Just a note for those watching live. I know the switching is a little punchy. We're going to dial that in over the next couple weeks. It's still the original code I was running many months ago. I did not get a chance to work on it much, so it'll get a little bit better as we go. But for you watching the video afterwards, if I even leave this part in, it'll look normal because I'll be doing it by hand. So usually when these things happen, it's very rare to just see them shut down completely. Like, doing a landing page like that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's very rare to see them not sell off the articles, at least, because that's a back catalog of articles that somebody else could use to stand up a page or data mine with an AI these days or whatever. I would love to data mine those articles.
Yeah, I was going to say that might be mostly what it's good for at this point, because it's like technology articles, like they're out of date as soon as they're published, basically. So
yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, they did a lot of guides and other stuff.
True.
Like, there's stuff in there that would absolutely be
it'd be
evergreen.
Useful. Yeah. It's not surprising though at all. Chad used to be subscribed to it and read it pretty consistently, but there was a marked decrease in kind of the quality of the articles, as well as like the size of the overall length of everything. So they obviously were like quietly laying off a lot of staff over the last couple of years, I think.
Yeah, I'm not super shocked. Like, I would be way more surprised if it was Kotaku or something.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked that Game Informer shut down. I'm a little surprised that the announcement wasn't has been bought by.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's not still existing just in some like smaller format, even like not even a monthly magazine like what they have been doing, but like why wouldn't you just pivot to, well, I guess there's so many gaming news websites as it is already, but you have you had such a positive, you have 33 years of reputation and everything with you.
what they should have done if they were clever
Yeah.
is just stand up a very simple AI, use like the new 3.1 Llama 7B or something really simple, and just have it search the back catalog of articles
Mm-hmm.
and create the Game Informer chatbot that people could they could run ads on and whatever, and people could just like ask Game Informer the corpse of Game Informer questions. They'd get
be
like
cool.
a bunch of media attention.
Mm-hmm.
They'd lose money. It wouldn't be worth it, except that
Yeah.
they could like direct people. They could gently be like, oh, and you should buy some stuff over here
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
They still could. I'm assuming behind the scenes somebody's bought those articles. They'd be insane not to sell
Yeah.
those, even if it's just the evergreen content. There's stuff there that's worth something.
They're gonna have to, because I can't see, like, GameStop in itself, and is EB Games GameStop now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like,
yeah. Well,
that,
and GameStop is like the meme stock that's been like rocketing into the stratosphere every now and then because of Roaring Kitty and stuff.
yeah.
So like GameStop itself has a huge war chest. They're not hurting for cash. But still, they'd be stupid not to make some extra money.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but long term, I can't see it sticking around. You go into, I don't know what it's like in other places, but you go into the ones that are in Guelph, 90% of what's in there is just like plushies and action figures. It's
they've gone the HMV route. Big
yeah.
time. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it might keep them around longer, but
yeah, and also just if they've got like they have, when I say they've got a big war chest, like we're talking many billions of dollars worth of money in the bank. So they could dick around for the next 5 years figuring out what to do next, and still be fine.
Yeah.
We got a couple comments on chat. First of all, I agree that With a Heavy Heart would be better if it was Tears in My Eyes or A Pain in My Ass. They're both excellent. I would lead with that. Yeah, print media absolutely dead. There's no, or dying. I mean, it's pretty much dead, especially in technology rich areas like gaming. This strikes me as maybe the next step in the GameStop saga, because there's been sort of an undercurrent with all of the Roaring Kitty and the meme stock stuff going on. There's been sort of an underlying current of they're gonna pivot to something. We just don't know what yet.
Yeah. They're gonna have to.
Yeah. And this may be the first like public facing change that signifies that they've figured out what to do.
Yeah.
Forget what the guy who the CEO's name is, but he has got, like, he owns a lot of the stock, and the stock has gone massively high. Like, he's a very wealthy person now, and GameStop has a huge war chest. Because the last time it got pumped, they did another stock issue. And so all of that money went directly into the company's coffers. So they have a massive amount of money on hand. So
they're doing something right behind the scenes.
They're preparing. They got to be preparing to do something. You don't do another stock issue if you don't have something in mind. So this is probably just the first public facing change.
You know what I find funny? And I think I'm correct in saying that they bought a number of years ago, they had bought ThinkGeek. Do you remember ThinkGeek?
Yep.
It's funny that ThinkGeek in itself, once it was bought out, got shut down, and now everything's going back that direction again with them.
Yeah. I knew at the time that they had gotten bought, because I used to love ThinkGeek.
Oh, me too. I love that place.
I completely forgot that they had been bought out, and I went to ThinkGeek the other day, like not that long ago. We're talking like probably 2 weeks ago. I went to ThinkGeek just to see if I could get like one of the Annoyatrons or something.
Yeah.
And it redirected. I think it just redirects directly to GameStop. And I was like, oh yeah. Huh. So I didn't get an Annoyatron, because that was the problem. When they got bought by GameStop, they kept all the stupid stuff.
Yep.
Not stupid, but highly marketable. And they got rid of all the cool stuff that's like the Annoyatrons and stuff. Those were super fun. They got rid of all that. So.
Yeah. One of my girlfriends, she had bought one of the bag of holding purses. I don't remember if she bought it out of a GameStop or bought it. I think she might have actually bought it on the website before it was officially like closed down there. And she, like, it lasted so long, she only got rid of it last year, and it had I don't know how long she had that thing.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
used to hide them in our coworkers' offices a
Nice.
lot. Yeah.
Nice.
There was one guy who was kind of paranoid and found it one day, and he was like, "Somebody's bugging my office." It's like, well, you're not totally wrong.
No.
Yeah. So that's pretty wild. Not shocking. Very interesting to see what this means for GameStop.
Yep.
You said there was another story involving layoffs.
Yeah. So this was actually the secondary one that I had thought of. The primary one was Bungie laying off 200 people.
I kind of figured. I saw something about Bungie today, and I'm like, I bet they laid people off.
Yeah. But apparently some of those devs that were laid off were implying that the CEO, Pete Parsons, in his chasing of growth for the studio, just kind of let the studio fall off a cliff.
Oh, I 100% believe that. That's the death of almost every company, is just trying to grow beyond their means.
Yep.
That's actually the death of people too, like just career-wise. People get promoted to the point of incompetence. They're like, they're good at their job, so they get promoted until they're not good anymore. Same with companies. It's like, we're going to expand into a new market or a new product. Look at Wormwood. Like back when they did just awesome accessories and some really nice tables, people were like, they are the pinnacle. Nowadays, like, yeah, they still do nice stuff, and people still have a good name to them, but more and more of their products, people are like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. That never used to happen. Every product they used to make was a banger. People were like, that's amazing. Now people are like, dog beds?
Yeah. I love how that's always the go-to.
And that's not even the weirdest one. Like, those poker things were stupid.
Yeah.
It's anytime you try and grow and grow and grow, you always end up diversifying to, like, some diversification is great. Too much will kill your company.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much it, Bungie.
Do you happen to know what percentage that is? Does it say?
I didn't. I was trying to find that.
Okay.
I know Chad might know the answer because he read it yesterday.
Well, we'll see if he chimes in chat quickly. I'm also going to ask ChatGPT. It won't know the answer, but how many employees does Bungie have? Sometimes it comes up with terrible answers, and sometimes it's like, bam. It says 850 as of earlier this year.
Yep. So I was going to say it was something... I wanted to say 20%, but I couldn't. It felt like that was a lot too at the same time. So
actually, that's kind of because GPT can search now. I was like, the fuck? How did? Because it literally was telling me that that's 850 after 220 layoffs, which means that it was factoring in that news. I was like, hang on, what the hell? But it can search the internet now, so that makes sense.
The future is here.
That's right. I was briefly surprised that it knew about today's news, but yeah, it makes sense. Stay in your lane and make as much money as possible. That is not wrong.
Yeah.
That is a reason as a soft guiding principle. That's not the worst. Yeah.
But
cool.
in a nicer news, Chad will probably like this. I don't know if he's seen it yet, but Darksiders 5 was announced.
What's Darksiders?
Darksiders is the game with the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
I've never heard of this. I'm interested.
What?
Somehow this has...
Oh, I've never actually played it myself. I've only ever watched Tad play, but it's just like a hack and slash type game with some good story with it as well. And it's like that it's like the World of Warcraft kind of chunky visuals and stuff too. But yeah, it's with the Four Horsemen. Each of the three that have come out, or each of the four, I guess, that have come out has been different horsemen of the apocalypse. So it's a question.
So number 5 just is the apocalypse. It's going to trigger the apocalypse.
Maybe there was no information. It was just a very, very basic announcement trailer that it's in development. It was just in a rocky magma room and some dudes yelled horseman. Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it because my internal picture of that is better than anything it could possibly be. That's great.
Yep.
Blizzard keeps trying to get me to play Diablo 4 again.
Yeah, Blizzard keeps trying to get me to get the new expansion for World of Warcraft.
I feel like I'm more likely to do that. I'm
Yeah.
not likely to do that, but I'm
Mhm.
more likely to do that than play Diablo 4. I don't know what it is. Diablo 4 really left. It's not that I'm upset about it or angry or anything else.
Mhm.
I was gonna say it left a bad taste in my mouth, but that's not quite right. It's just I just don't care about it.
Yeah.
They keep talking about new stuff and like come back and check it out. And from what I hear, it's gotten better. I'm just like,
You're just not ready to dip back in and try it some more.
yeah. And I thought I might this weekend. Like there
Mhm.
was a time last week or so because this is a long weekend for us in Canada. At least for me, I don't know how many companies do Monday off, but I have Monday off.
Mhm.
Um, I was like, maybe I'll play some Diablo 4, and then today I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do this weekend. I'm like, I'm gonna play Factorio, man. So yeah, I'm making good progress on C Block. I'm in like 170 hours
Oh
now, and
my god.
I think I've got all of my base level smelting ready to go now.
Jesus.
It's stupidly complicated.
Yeah.
It just takes a long time. You have
Mhm.
to go through so many stages. So not working right now, so every day is a holiday. That's not a bad place to be. I know you're in that situation because it's not the best story behind it, but I hope things are getting better for you, Temple. And yeah, I enjoyed my time off when I was between jobs.
Mhm.
I know that's not the same situation, but I enjoyed that. But I found I didn't do as much gaming as I thought I might. When I first like left
Yeah.
Google and was in between, I thought I was going to be like playing games all the time. I'm like, I'll just go live a bunch because I'll just be playing games. And then I started Northern Mastery instead, and that went out the window.
Yeah.
But not that I didn't play games, I just way less than I thought I would. So, do you have any other news?
Chad found a new game that he and I will probably like. I don't know how you'll feel about it.
Give me the name.
Arranger. A role puzzling adventure. It's on Steam and on Switch.
Yeah, this looks like the sort of thing I'd put on the Steam Deck, waste some time with.
Yeah. And it's kind of neat too because it's like the character themselves doesn't walk, it's the floor that moves. Ow.
Right.
So, yeah. No, it looks kind of cute and I'm looking forward to giving that one a try.
Interesting. I was watching the Spiffing Brit video on Balloons yesterday. Balloons 6. It's like a tower defense game where it's just balloons,
Oh, cool.
and it made me really want to play tower defense again. But I'm gonna see if there's a Factorio mod for tower defense because I feel like it lends itself very well
Yeah,
to tower
it should.
defense,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's mods for it.
Mhm.
So I gotta check that out.
Yep.
And then started a trains tournament with the gaming group that we do digital
Ooh.
trains.
Mhm.
We're not even through the first like half of the first game, but we have officially started the tournament. So I will report back as that evolves. I'm sure I will lose because everybody else in the tournament has played like thousands of games of trains, and I've played like a decent number, but like 30, 40, 50 maybe.
Yeah.
It's a long game. But that has officially started.
Mhm.
The champion, the big championship hasn't started yet. That's not until September, but the trains tournament has started. So we'll see
Nice.
how that goes.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't think I've played any other because I talked about the chess game that my brother and I had tried out digitally.
Yeah.
I don't think I've tried any other board games since then. That was the last I tried. It's really cool, but it's much better in person.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I've played any other games in the last 2 weeks. I've played Factorio, but I don't think I've played anything else.
Yeah. No, I am finally not working 11-hour days.
That helps.
And then I am preparing for a yarn market, so I haven't had a chance to play games yet.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping this long weekend to finally finish Golden Sun. I've been picking away at that for several months now. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be spending some time working on the Switcher because it's in the corner of my eye and it's driving me crazy. So I assume it's bothering people watching too. Yeah, I'm going to work on that. I got a couple other coding projects and I'm going to do some market stuff. And actually, I need to finish that knitting machine for you because it's almost done. I got to finish that for you.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna make a chessboard. That's the other
Ooh,
thing I'm gonna do, because I
nice.
want to start making more board game stuff.
Mhm.
Like, probably not to sell, probably mostly one offs. Although the chessboard I might do. So I'm gonna make mini chessboard.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I
yeah.
already 3D printed a set of pieces for it.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna laser cut all the squares and like make just like a probably like 6 inch by 6 inch
Mhm.
ish chessboard, and see how that goes. And if they're cool, I might sell those. But for the most part, like I want to do laser cut versions of a bunch of different board games that I have, so
Yeah.
that I can have like different boards that are all the same size and everything, but
Mhm.
done in nice woods. I'm sure it'll be a project over the next like decade. Like, it's not going to be fast,
No.
but
Yeah, just
that's
a
going to
nice little
be,
thing to have on the go.
yeah, it's one more project that I don't need because I already have too many. But uh, I love wooden board game
Yeah.
boards. They're just better.
Yeah.
So much more expensive, but better.
Yeah.
You're just getting into Baldur's 3. Yeah, I have not played. I mean, I have played Baldur's 3, but I have not legitimately played Baldur's Gate 3. Danielle bought it, so we have it in the
Mhm.
house, but I barely touched it.
I played a little bit, but not a whole lot. I don't know, it's not that I wasn't getting into it, but I wasn't like super into it at the same time.
Yeah, I think I started it and sort of immediately just had the feeling of like, damn, I wish I was just playing D&D.
Yeah.
And it's not that that's a bad thing, because like I don't have, like, we're struggling to get together to play D&D as is.
Mhm.
So it's not like, oh, I'd rather spend the time playing D&D. It's more like it made me think of it, and I was like, I don't want to make myself feel even more like I'm missing D&D. It was almost like it was cool. I liked the game, but I was like, this just really makes it even
Yeah.
worse that I'm not playing D&D right now. So, yeah, down for D&D. Yeah, we should see about that. Maybe it won't be this weekend, but maybe I'll try some stuff out.
Mhm.
Now that we're gonna get more into the swing of streaming more often, maybe we'll try some digital
Yep.
D&D stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Um yeah, and then there was something else that I was gonna do that I can't remember what it was. There was something else I was gonna talk about, but I don't remember what it was.
Shame.
Yeah. I'm going to start streaming my I'm not, by the way, at all, but I'm going to start streaming my 300 hours T-Block playthrough. I'm
You
sure
should
that'll
just
get a lot of
leave it
viewership.
running on a stream someplace. Someone will watch it.
You know, I considered that. Because there's idlers, right? And
Yeah.
and C-Block kind of is, and like that's how I'm treating it.
Yeah.
And I did think about just like specifically I was thinking about Adventures of the Forgotten Realm,
Yeah.
or that's not what it's
Yeah,
called.
that's something like that. I know you're talking about the D&D
The D&D,
one.
yeah, the D&D idler. I was thinking about just like literally setting one of those up and streaming it to a channel
Yeah.
and just leaving it.
Yeah. You know what would be another good one for that? Belonging.
Is that the weird one
That's
that
like 483 days to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, in real time.
Yeah,
Because you can just set the character up to go for a walk.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I've thought about doing like a few like weird streams.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, if the power goes out, you gotta like set it all back. Like, it's not no touch. If it was
Yeah.
like no touch, I would totally do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never that simple. You always gotta deal with things here and there. Otherwise, I would totally set that up and just let it go, because there are games that would lend itself to that.
Yeah. I don't think Heroes of the Forgotten Realm would be so much, because you got to do some like character arrangement and then got to pick your maps too.
Well, I was thinking that should be automatable.
Probably.
And
I'm sure you could write something for it.
So specifically with the Forgotten Realms thing, what I was thinking of doing was setting it up so that the audience could pick the next, like, pick the upgrades and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure. I think the easiest way to do that would be to, like, Twitch does overlays that you can like send and receive data to a small extent. And so I was going to look into it and see if I could just have it so that the people watching could click on their screen where they wanted the actual click to happen, and then like the consensus would do that. I don't know if that's possible with the current Twitch interface stuff.
I don't know.
But I thought that'd be cool. It's just
Yeah.
like have a community run, because you can't really
Yeah.
make there's no real wrong choices in that game.
No.
There's suboptimal changes, but you can't completely destroy the game.
Yeah.
It just won't let you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about setting that up. I think that might be kind of cool,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of those things, you've either got to dedicate an entire computer to it and worry about it going offline and everything else. I don't know how much it violates their terms of service, like things like that. So I don't know.
What
We'll see.
was that other idler that you had just set up on like the mini?
Oh, it was Incremental Epic Hero 2. Yeah.
Just restart that one. Or is there even anything to watch on that one besides numbers?
You can set it up to have actual proper visuals. They're very repetitive. It wouldn't be my first choice, but more than anything, the development on it has been really spotty.
Mhm.
So I kind of gave up on it.
Yeah, but if you like restart the entire thing.
Yeah. It also has the downside that it's an idler, but it's not that much of an idler.
Oh.
The progression is very persnickety. Like with Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm, that's what it's called, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm.
Yeah.
You click any of the buttons after a while and you're going to get better.
Yeah.
That is not true with the IEH2. It's much more involved. Still cool. It's still a decent idea. I want to play with that at some point, but remember with a Twitch stream or set it up where a fish played Pokemon? Yeah. That was actually really cool. Yeah, it was like a fish tank, and I think the way it worked was there was a camera that watched the fish, and based on where they went, it would translate that into the input for the Pokemon game.
That's cool.
It's a neat idea, yeah. There's a handful of coolish things that people have done in that realm, and that's kind of what I was thinking of, like just except trying to let the audience pick the next thing. But I didn't want to put a lot of coding effort into it because I've got other things that I can be working on. So I hadn't really gotten to it, but yeah, I have ideas now and then. Most of them never get done.
Yep.
This is why GPT needs to be able to do them for me. Yeah. I think we'll wrap up the episode there.
Okay.
We're going to hang out and chill on chat for a few minutes, but thank you for watching, and we will catch you next week. We will be, once again, unless something goes horribly wrong, we will again be doing this live and then posting the episode later. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.